Hey, welcome to Leaving CrazyTown with Finn and Sarah. What are we going to talk about today, Sarah?
Well, thank God what we're going to talk about is you. The
We're
example
talking about
from
me.
Finn.
And actually, it is about me, but it's really about most of us, let's say.
Right.
Yeah, so Sarah and I were just talking about where we have resistance.
Yes.
And recently, I had a teacher friend of mine. Well, let me just give an example. I gave someone some clipboards that I was going to throw away. And I was in a class with them, and they were using the clipboards. And they announced, oh, Mr. Finn donated these clipboards. And I wanted to crawl into a hole. So the next day, I said to her, could you do me a favor? The next time I donate anything to our music class or anything, don't tell people about it, please. And, she said, well, Finn, maybe there's something to look at there. She said, I won't. Very good boundaries. She said, I won't do that since you've asked, but just maybe there's something to look at.
All right, so the thing about resistance, why we're bringing it up in this realm, is because we want you guys to look at, when do you notice a little like someone either says something nice or brings up a topic or whatever it is, and you notice a little resistance to discussing it, to receiving it? There's tons of options here. Resistance is a sign that something is going on. All right, take it away. That's what we're trying to bring up.
So anyway, I said, yeah, okay, I'm going to look at this, and I spent a few weeks looking at it, maybe a month even. I've been looking at it, and I noticed, I was talking to someone today, and I had a couple of messages from different people this morning saying, oh, Finn, you're so kind, or you're fabulous, and I was reflecting on it with somebody, a friend, and I said, I hate when people say that. And it's funny because I don't I'm the first person to tell anybody, oh, thank you so much, I'm so grateful, whatever.
Yes.
And my friend, he says to me, he's like, well, why do you think that is? And I'm like, I don't know. He goes, well, maybe think about it. And I'm like, geez, I'm telling you people right now that Finn's life is just one long series of maybe you should look at that because I have quirks, Yep. At least I think they're quirks. So anyway, I just decided to take a minute and say, what is it? And I literally wanted to cry. And I want to cry because somebody says I'm kind or tells people I gave them clipboards. And it occurred to me, the feeling that rose up, it's childhood, I'm unsafe.
Right.
I couldn't be the kind, loving person that I am. And the funny thing is, with the friend I was talking to this morning, I said, I know I'm kind. People don't need to tell me, so what's our goal? We want to be seen in this world for who we are. I want to be seen, but yet when I am, I resist it.
Right.
And, it's this whole thing in the last month at, in a program I'm doing was on pluralism in all our different parts. And I was trying to unwrap why people didn't see me the way I see myself, and I am. And it's probably because I'm resistant. Don't tell anyone I gave you anything. Don't tell me I'm kind, whatever. So I looked at it, and anytime I've exposed my true sensitive self that's loving and kind, when I was a child, was unsafe. I am not unsafe today.
Right.
So my friend said, well, isn't it great you figured this out and now you can move forward? So I do think it's great. What Sarah and I were talking about earlier is there are so many things today that we resist that if we take a moment to look at them, we might realize they're not about today.
Yes.
And there's some, I don't know, you were talking about receiving, like it's easy to give gifts. Why can't I receive them? What happens? If you just sit for a minute and contemplate it, or maybe a month, maybe I'm slow. Maybe it takes me a month. I have to be hit with it again and again to realize, I need to fly under the radar so I don't get hurt. Which isn't the truth today.
No, that's
not the truth today, but it definitely feels visceral and, and of course, as soon as I was talking to my friend about it and realized I'm unsafe, I'm like, I'm going to go throw up now because,
Right, but if we looked back at the videos we've done and things you've talked about from your childhood, anybody that's watched these videos or knows you would go, well, of course you have to fly under the radar, or else you'd get slapped or whatever it was,
Slapped,
or thrown
that
across
would've
the
been-
room.
slapped would have been a blessing.
A variety of things.
Yeah.
So why we're talking about this on this channel today is because so much of codependency recovery is what? Is getting to know who you really are and being comfortable expressing who you really are. Because codependency is all around dancing around, people pleasing, doing what other people want, and also not even being in touch with what's really happening inside.
Right.
And we always say, when we're dismissing ourselves, it can cause big problems down the line. So codependency recovery and even recovery from addiction is about getting to know who you really are. First step, Finn says, well, I'm getting to know this person, but the problem is it may not be comfortable. So think about some things in your life, parts of yourself that you may be aware of, you may know that they're there, but either you dismiss them or you don't feel comfortable expressing them, or you notice you're afraid to express them.
Oh,
Go ahead.
You know what? I just realized part of that story this morning that when I was talking with my friend, that I realized was I was saying I don't understand why people can't see me as kind and loving when it came to sports. I was like, here are my 9 million trophies. Look at me. I'm the best, whatever.
Right.
And we were talking about that, how that really is a shield.
Yes.
And some of my like wanting to be seen and not being seen is that person shows up to social events where I seem like I'm really outgoing and nice, but it is a facade that I've created. And yes, I was amazing at sports, but that it was a survival instinct for me. And I don't know, it's just not who I am, you know?
Yes, who do you really want to be? I mean, that's really what we're looking at too. And we talk a lot about this, about how we don't want the past to be impacting the present. And what I see regularly and what we talk about here a lot is I see the past is affecting the present. I mean, an example we were talking about earlier is, so I've been dating. We may discuss that, and I shouldn't say this on another episode. But
she says that every time.
I say that every time.
Anybody who watches us knows. She says in a later episode, and then Finn gets upset.
But the idea is what I've been noticing a lot about it. But one thing is receiving. You know, he has a certain way of being. He wants to be contributing to me or paying for something or driving or whatever it is. And I notice my immediate like, oh, I can do that.
I'm dying because one of Sarah's themes this dating session in her life was getting someone who was able to care for themselves, like financially and everything.
And then
now they're like, you've found someone who could actually do something nice for you, and you haven't. It's uncomfortable, right?
But yes, and you know what the brilliant piece that I've discovered is? I can say I want something, but what I've really seen is underneath it, I've totally pushed it away, and I've totally chosen the safe option.
Right.
So that's the key. It's really seeing, oh my God, I created all this stuff in my life. I can't complain about that because really, I like to be in control. I like to have the money. I like to be the boss. And yet I'd be pissed about it. So yes.
Well, so what we're trying to get at, people, is if you are being triggered by something, and it doesn't even have to be major, but you don't like something and you're not sure why, look at it. It's probably not the current situation, especially if you have an over-the-top reaction to it.
Yes.
Second, we're responsible.
Yes.
Do you want to be happy? Look at this stuff.
Yes.
It's not everyone else around you. It's you. It's me. It's you.
And if you have angst or irritability or anxiety or restlessness, believe me, it's something percolating inside. And we talked about this morning. If you allow yourself to just have the feelings, the energy gets released.
Passes.
It passes.
Yeah. And you can just, even if you have to just sit and say, what's going on for me right now? That's what happened for me this morning. It was like, why does it bother you when people say you're kind? And I'm like, I don't know. Why does it? And then all of a sudden I was about to cry because somebody said I was kind. Clearly it isn't about that.
No.
No.
It's never about the present
Hashtag
moment.
freedom, people.
Hashtag freedom, people.
We're out of
leaving.
here.
That's
Buckle
your
up.
seatbelt.
Buckle up, Pastor. She likes to be in control. We'll go with what she says next time.
Ciao.